am finally out, stronger and determined to fight on, and so resolute that even with a gun on my head, I cannot abandon the struggle to wake up incapacitated leaders and their political hallelujah boys to their responsibility or flush them out for a new dawn. Comrades and countrymen, on Thursday, 18 June 2020, at about 5:30 p.m., I was abducted in a violent manner by men of the Nigerian Police Force as I stepped out of the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, where I had attended a meeting to regularize the Edo and Ondo governorship primary schedule of the Action People's Party, a political party of which I am the chairman. Following my abduction, I was shown a petition authored and engineered by the lawless Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila and the Clerk of the House of Representatives, forwarding a resolution of the House where the police was directed to arrest me following comments I made about the shady attempt to pass the Control of Infectious Disease Bill. Comments that I strongly, and I repeat, I strongly stand on, for which even in international and local fora we have been commended for standing against the plot of using our legislature to pursue sinister objectives. However, before my arrest and abduction, which had no warrant of arrest, I had challenged the setting up of a kangaroo ad hoc committee by the Speaker, against whom I made the comment, as the law forbids him to be a judge in his own case, and the conduct of the Hen Nwanwuba Committee, which sat and purported to have concluded this investigation without ever inviting me, and the committee sat only once in public and ran away on the day of my so-called appearance, only to go to Gbajabiamila's bedroom to take what they said is evidence from him. The treacherous conduct of Hen Nwanwuba, who chaired the Kangaroo Ad Hoc Committee, and other opposition lawmakers like Ndudu Elumelu, Igarewe, and Goroke, who have turned into double agents for the crumbling APC government in the House, led by a dishonest speaker, will be discussed in full after meeting with our alliance partners. I also sought to protect my fundamental right, which were likely to be breached by the unlawful conduct of the Speaker, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, and the Nigerian Police and the State Security Services were all parties to the suit. The both courts granted certain orders, including restraining the police in clear terms from arresting or detaining me in any manner, or give effect to the very resolution of the House which have been forwarded to the Police Inspector General. Despite that these orders were served on the House and the police, they both in flagrant disobedience authored the petition and still arrested me. When I was asked to make my cautionary statement by the police, I wrote that there was a valid and substituting order of the court, which I would not aid them to violate, as their act of arresting me was unlawful and illegal. The court had barred Femi and his kangaroo panel from sitting, but he ignored the court. The court barred him from making any resolution, but he intimidated and misled the House to make a resolution against me. The court barred him from sending the report to the police and SS and for an arrest or investigation not to be made based on the document, but they disobeyed the court. Despite all the above, they summarily threw me into an overcrowded cell in Maitama police station, despite the COVID-19 dangers, for a non-existing offense. My lawyers obtained a further order of the FCT High Court, which ordered my unconditional release from the illegal detention of the police. Also, the Abuja Chief Magistrate Court, before whom the police arraigned me, granted me bail, the conditions of which I have perfected, and here we are. At this point, I want to thank the eminent juries of the Federal High Court and FCT High Court, Justice O. Musa, as well as Taiwo O. Taiwo, who had since recused himself from the case due to the intimidation and harassment from the Speaker. A very condemnable act for a head of a legislative house, but what do you expect from a man who shamelessly defrauded a dying woman in the United States? These judges were bold in the face of barrage of intimidation orchestrated by the Speaker to assert the independence and impartiality of the judiciary. Accolades also go to the Chief Magistrate, who stood firm and rejected the application by the police to continue to keep me in illegal detention. I appreciate with caution the police for not allowing pressure from Femi to commit the addicted assault of daring the court and abducting me again. Special thanks to my team of lawyers. I never lost faith. I was in high spirit because I was very sure you would do your best to enforce the law. I also appreciate all other lawyers who volunteered their services to me free of charge. You all stood up to tyranny in court yesterday and you won. You are truly heroes. To the Nigerian media, I applaud you all. You saw the illegality and refused to keep quiet, despite the harsh conditions under which you operate. Some of you were intimidated and even invited to a kangaroo Jankara ad hoc sitting. I have nothing but commendation for the fourth estate of the realm. We shall continue to partner until we reclaim Nigeria and restore it to the path of progress and prosperity. I am also very grateful to all eminent Nigerians who made statements calling on the Inspector General of Police to obey the law. To us, obedience to the rule of law and constitutionality is non-negotiable. Nigeria is a democracy and no man is above the law. Special mention goes to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Dr. Bukola Saraki, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Senator Dino Melaya, Senator Shehu Sani, Comrade Timmy Frank, Comrade Deji Adeyinju, the revolutionary fighter Omole Sowore, Chief Dan Wanyanwu, Aloy Ejimako, the People's Democratic Party, the leadership of the CUPP, especially the Contact and Mobilization Committee led by Barrister Kenneth Udeze, Secretary General of the CNPP, Willie Zugu, my colleagues, National Chairman, the IPAC leadership led by Dr. Leonard Nzenwa, the courageous incoming NBA President Mr. Olumide Akpata, the Nigerian Bar Association, Capital Bar and Unity Bar, Professor Chidi Odinkalo, and the entire members of the Open Bar Initiative, the National Youth Council of Nigeria, and all ethnic and religious youth groups, National Association of Nigerian Students, civil society organizations, members of the House of Representatives, especially the People's Legitimate Minority Caucus led by Honorable Kingsley Chinda, family, friends, associates, and many more who for want of space, I would have added your names, but I will be calling in the days ahead to appreciate your kind support. For your sacrifices and belief in our cause and the rule of law, we shall not let you down. I hereby seize this opportunity to restate our commitment to the struggle for the liberation of Nigeria. This illegal detention is one of the numerous benefits of being a soldier of truth and apostle of the rule of law. We were not cowed, neither did we negotiate, nor trade off our right to free speech as our oppressors desired. We have come out stronger and more determined. If only the adversary knew that the groundswell of support and show of love would have prepared us better, they would not have gone this route. We will continue to speak for good governance, rule of law, and constitutionality. And the shackles of the iron gate of the oppressor can never stop us. It is on that note that I wish to inform you of the formal commencement of public interest actions to ensure accountability and uphold good leadership both at the executive and legislative arm. We are coming out hotter and harder. And like Oshimola will say, when we hit harder. And the iron bars and the chains of the oppressors cannot stop us. It cannot stop us. The insecurity, leadership incapacitation, a country on autopilot, a parliament that has been turned into a parliamentary babysitting home for the executive because of the tainted leadership of one man called Femi Gbajabiamila shall be our focus in the coming days. I am finally out, stronger and determined to fight on, and so resolute that even with a gun on my head, I cannot abandon the struggle with my brothers to wake up incapacitated leaders and their political hallelujah boys to their responsibility. Dear Nigerians, you stood with us, and for your sake our voices will rise higher this time until the oppressors and their comfort zones of evil are demolished, and those who are given presidential power but have gone into their bedroom to be sleeping will wake up, and a people-centered leadership elected at all levels. Until all this is done, there will be no retreat, no surrender. Thank you all.